Right. Now, we'll have a look at the graphical user interface again, which is something provided by the operating system, right? Which is a type of system software. Now, actually, in reality, when or if we have a look at our own operating system, which is, for example, Windows or Mac OS, right? It's very interactive, it's very interesting, right? So, in other words, the graphical user interface and the OS of our modern computer, which we use at home, we call it a multimedia system or multimedia computer, is to give us, the purpose of that is to give us a great user experience, right? And what is the meaning of user experience? The meaning of user experience is is where you have lots of interesting things to work on the computer, right? You can have music, you can have videos, pictures, you can do your assignments, surf the web, you can do lots of things, right? So it focuses on a lot of functionality, right? But in reality, this is only because our OS is what we call as what is known as a standalone. So standalone OS focus a lot on user experience and functionality, meaning you have lots of functions, user experience, what is your experience in using it, right? In reality, there are other operating systems. For example, we have operating systems specifically for servers. I don't know if you still remember, but let's say, for example, you go to YouTube, right? Or you go to Flickr or Facebook. Let's say you go to Facebook, right? What happens when you go to Facebook is that you're not the only one, right? You're one of hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of computers around the world, personal computers around the world, which is connected to Facebook, right? So the computer in the Facebook headquarters cannot use the same operating system as we do, right? Because the computer over there does not really focus on user experience and functionality, meaning we get the user experience and functionality on our own computer. But the computer over there needs to focus on whether or not the information gets to you quickly enough, right? It focuses on, let's say you put a file here, you put your picture here, and then once you want to see your picture, you click on your picture. My photos, you click on your photo from your last camping trip, right? You see it on your computer. You don't want for example, your picture to be infected by viruses, right? So we have these special computers, right, called servers, right? And servers use server OSs or network OS, right? Network operating system, right? So they focus, instead of user experience and functionality, they focus on distribution of data, distribution and control of data, right? And of course, they also focus on security, among other things. So the focus is different, you see here, right? Because here they deal with lots of computers. If any of these computers get infected because the main server is infected, then everyone will get mad. Hey, Facebook, what are you doing? Something like that, right? So aside from that, we can also have a look at this again. This, you can see, is the architecture of the regular computer, regular personal computer, desktop, right? And it is mainly based on the main board. Everything is connected to the main board. And the main board is flexible, you can detach things. This is not exactly true for all computing devices. We have, for example, devices like smartphones, where it's not easy to detach things. The only thing that you can detach is maybe the battery, and if you can expand SD card, you can expand the SD card, for example. Apple, for example, iPhones, you cannot detach the battery, right? Maybe you can attach, you can put an extra SD card, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so, actually, right? So a lot of devices like, for example, microwaves, right? Washing machines, right? And phones. These do not have a main board which is as flexible as the desktop computer's main board, right? Their main boards are attached with everything else, meaning you cannot take the expansion card out, put a new one in, take out the CPU, put a new one in. You cannot do that, right? So these devices also have a special operating system. The operating system is also something that you cannot take out, right? It's see, computers are not really dedicated devices, meaning by installing different software, you can have different kinds of systems, right? For example, you can install software for sound management and install an expansion card which is for sound. So your computer now becomes an amplifier, right? You can install software for movie management, install a powerful graphics card, your computer becomes a multimedia movie maker editing system, right? But dedicated devices are different. Microwaves, you cannot use it to wash your clothes. Washing machines, you cannot use it to cook or to make phone calls, right? Phones, you cannot use it for cooking your food or washing clothes, right? So these are all dedicated devices. Phones, for example, if let's say some phones they allow you to upgrade from Jelly Bean to KitKat, right? But you cannot have Jelly Bean and then uninstall and then put KitKat. The only way you want to upgrade is you actually tell the shop beforehand, I want a KitKat, right? So they will actually do that for you. They will actually have a dedicated device that has a KitKat, not have Jelly Bean, uninstall Jelly Bean and then put Android KitKat. That is not possible, right? So these are the three types of operating system. We have embedded, we have the server OS, and then we have the standalone OS, right? And later we'll talk about system utilities, meaning another type of system software.